not good. FAMU's picked second behind Jackson State. Most likely, probably will be the second best team in the SWAC, depending on what happens in the Jackson State game. I think this team, once again, you got to understand something. We recruit at a high level. So we've always been 1 or 2 or 3, depending on what year it is, but usually 2 or 1 with the recruiting. So the recruiting ain't stopped. So now I think Howard's got some things. They have some coaches lead, the players in transition. Yeah, I think Coach needs to go ahead and get this thing done and get this by 14 points.
Okay.
Then we got 21-7 then.
No, I'm gonna give them now. I'm looking at, well, here's the thing. I don't want to hit 21 for FAMU. We got to do 24 and above just to make me feel comfortable, because anything 21, I already know, man, so no. So it's got to be at least 24-10 or 24-14.
Okay.
All right. What about South Carolina? I'm not familiar with Warford College.
I can answer that. South Carolina State beat them pretty good last year. I think they can do it again. I think South Carolina State does it again.
To play New Hampshire, University of New Hampshire. I'll go first on this one. I'll take NCCU, and I'll take them. Man, that running back was awfully tough, man. I'm going to take them 30-24.
So NCCU played New Hampshire last year, beat them at their house. They're down here in Durham this year. I think the beat doesn't stop. I think we know what Central is. I think New Hampshire's going to get ran all over.
North Carolina Central, man, it's going to be a tough one, 21-17, 24-17, somewhere in that nature. I wasn't really impressed with North Carolina Central's defense, the way they tackled. I thought they, of course, made adjustments at halftime, but you can't miss tackles like that.
All right.
They'll be either a field goal here or a touchdown here. There.
Well,
all right.
I'm going with them big bad Braves. Coach Cedric Thomas came on our show. He said he got bigger, faster, and stronger. And I think he learned a little bit at the helm being that coach, because he got in there a little bit late. So I think them Braves are going to handle this game pretty handily. I think Braves going to get that by 14 points. I'm depending on the Braves to give me something.
Okay.
You know, this game right here, this next game is Alabama State versus University of Alabama, Birmingham. I just want Andrew Body to come out this game healthy. But I think it'll be pretty much a blowout. I think it'll be somewhere in the neighborhood of 35-14, 42-14, something like that.
I'm going to come with a fun fact. I saw, and I thought this was interesting, that Eddie Robinson
and pat the MEAC on the back and let them know the SWAC is still in charge.
Well, it'd be nice if Hampton was still in the MEAC, but I know what you're talking about, Coach.
Yeah.
That's the CAA. So you got, again, I got to take Jackson State in this one. I think it'll be, I'll say 38-14. What you got, Campbell?
I think that Jackson State going to be just as dominant as Central was against Southern. So I think Hampton, they're not going to bring anybody down there. Hampton doesn't care about this game. The players care, but the fans don't care. So it's going to be a good party down there in Jackson. I think you're going to start seeing TC emptying the bench by the third quarter, middle of third quarter, and I think Jackson State runs away with this. They're ready to go to defend their championship.
Whew. You think they're going to run away with it?
Hey, man, listen, I think those Tigers are loaded, and I just think that Hampton's not ready to face that Mississippi Heat. And again, I think this is one of those games.
Pull it out. I thought they were talented when I saw them this past weekend. I think they'll clean up some of that stuff, and I expect them to win 28-14.
I think it's going to be closer. The running back goes wild. They connect on a couple of them deep ones. 28-14.
That's what I said, Coach.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. What you got, Campbell?
Hey, listen, I think the Jags understand the assignment. I think they're going to come up there. I think this game is going to be hard. But, I'm going to give my homeboy 3 more points on that. I'm going to go 28-17. I think they're going to get a field goal to get that in there. And I tell you what, I think this game is going to actually look like how the Southern Central game. I think it'll be close in the first half, and then Southern will kind of wear them down because they got a little bit more depth than what they got at Baptist.
I like it. Hey, that's how the SWAC has always been. And it sells tickets. So I like it. I don't like the disrespect though, but I do like it.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this here, Coach. What do you think Dishman's fascination with Tremaine is?
Tremaine's an outgoing guy. He's about selling his program. He's about selling himself. He walks what he talks. He talks what he walks. He played in the national championship game his second year of Valdosta. He's won at Colorado Mesa. He's coached on the Division I level. He's won a SWAC championship before. So, hey, man, he knows what he's doing. It ain't like he's coming in the Prairie View to find where the restroom.
Wouldn't disrespect my players like that.
Right.
I refer to my players as young, good Christian men.
Right.
They're not dogs.
Right.
I thought that was kind of
condescending.
For someone who grew up in football culture, I think we understand what the term dog means, right? You know what I mean? I don't think it's a derogatory term. I think it denotes a guy that's tough and gritty and aggressive. You know what I mean? It's not meant as a term of disrespect. Somehow, he cited when Coach Jackson uses that term.
Oh, yeah. And one other thing, guys, for our viewers, make sure you subscribe to the SWAC channel. I don't know how much it costs.
No, it don't cost anything. You can download the SWAC app.
Okay.
The SWAC app.
Yeah, let's
SWAC TV app.
Because both of those schools have outstanding young men that are going to be great graduates. But I just think that, honestly, I think Chris Dishman has just felt, and I think they'll read me for you folks, Coach, Texas Southern, because behind closed doors, and you know how that closed doors go, y'all, we want you to beat his ass.
Well, let me say this, Coach. That's up to his media team and the SID about promoting the program. Chris Dishman alone don't have no background. He don't have nothing besides he played in the NFL. This is not an attack on him. He's been some places, but the thing about it is, he hadn't sat in that seat. And we're talking about a championship guy who just played in the national championship. That's something to talk about. We've been around a long time, Coach, about Texas Southern in my school. You know what I'm saying? And he did have a good year, really a great. Who made that call?
What he was saying, the punter made that mistake. Because the punter did. Actually, let's keep it a buck. The punter missed that punt up.
Hey, Coach, I want to play this.
There was a different strategy, but the punter did not execute the punt when there was no pressure on him.
Hey, Coach, this was Coach Jack response right here. I hope y'all can hear it.
No, we can't hear it. I can't.
Can you hear it?
It takes a minute to load.
I can't hear it. I guess the fans can hear it.
Okay. No. They probably can't hear it either. No worries.
What, you need me to play it, Rocky?
Yeah. If you got it.
Okay.
Hey, I like what Emmett Jones said. He said,
is having a chip on his shoulder. I'm not saying he's a better coach than Coach Jackson. I'm speaking from Chris Dishman, while people are wondering why he's talking like that, because he can look at his record and say, I came in here, brought this team to 500 right off the rip, and I should have won 2 more games.
Okay, Coach.
We laughing.
Coach, ain't no way in the world I would be feeling like if I was in the league with Coach Jackson and he came in off of a national, that I'd be like, oh, I played good. Why y'all ain't talking about me? And
he promoted himself.
Coach,
y'all know that he ain't scared of Coach Jackson. He don't care nothing about that.
You
said that man coached at a lower level. I coached up in the SWAC.
Coach, you know in Houston, man, you gotta win, man. Come on. You know you got to win.
Here
over
we go,
there.
Rocky. I got it right here. For elementary, like, God dog, coach, you remember that?
Well, what he's letting you know. Well, okay, so let me tell you what I think he's saying about that. He's saying, I'm from Houston, black man. This my city. What you think he's saying, Coach Count? Coach?
Yeah, Coach, do you know they had a speakeasy last week and one this week, 3 blocks from Texas Southern School? He don't infiltrate. You think Germany is infiltrating Ukraine? Shit, man, Tremaine is all down on Alameda Street, doing functions and raising money, and you know what I'm saying? He all down in Dishman's backfield. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. Dick's got some pride about confident people. You know what I mean? And you got to talk positive about your team. You know what I mean? You got to speak things into existence. And that's just where they are. He feel good about himself. He feel good about his coaching staff. He feel good about his athletic director who supports him. His president supports him. You know, I mean, I don't want to be with nobody or play with somebody that's always talking negative about their program.
You know, Coach, the great philosopher, Deion Lamont Sanders, once said, don't let my confidence offend your insecurities.
Coach Dimmon said he ain't offended. Coach Dimmon said the man can't sing.
But I think that was okay. I think when he started talking about how Coach Jack
last year early in the year, they gonna try to run the football versus Prairie View. So this game gonna be quick. The only thing if I had a question is, how is the quarterback that's returning from Prairie View, you know, now that he has a quarterback coach, you know, how well will he play? I thought Prairie View tried to come out last year and throw the ball a whole bunch when they should have stayed more with the run game. So I got Prairie View. I got Prairie View in a close one because you can throw all that out the door. Both teams are going to be clashing, but I got to go with Coach Tremaine Jackson that's been there, that's got a lot more experience. I got 28-21 Prairie View.
What do they improve, Coach?
Well, you know, again, the quarterback, you know, like I said, he broke his ankle last year and he's back, 6'4", nice sized kid, can extend plays, throw the ball well. I don't think they're that good at the receiver position as they were last year. I think they lost a couple people. They lost some people through the portal. And then, you know, just watching them, I just didn't think that they're very explosive on offense. They're going to play some man coverage on the defensive side of the ball to help stop the run game at Prairie View.
Again, this guy say last year, keeps talking about last year. No, this is what I'm saying, B-Field. I'm going to be disappointed if it ain't belt ass.
What does PVV have? He brought 8 players from Valdosta State, same way as Chennisberry, if you want to compare the two. All right. He brought his coaching staff, some hell of a guys. They played great defense last year. That's one of their biggest thing at Valdosta. And he got all older players. You know, he got all old players. He got a tackle from the University of Memphis, another kid, you know, from USC. You got another kid. And I know Tremaine. I know how he recruit. I know how he think. You know, I know what he want to do. And he got the right people around him. He got people that's been with him through it all in the program, not only on the field, but off the field as well. This guy's a disciplinarian that he'll campus. That's big, Coach. That's big. That's brilliant, you know. And he's doing a lot of good and great things. And, you know, we were also out together, me, him, and his athletic director. Coach, you don't get that, man. You got an athletic director, man. They're about to get an indoor facility built. You know, they in constant communication with Texas A&M. I mean, they're doing big things over there. And I think they got the right guy over there. So, you know, we'll see.
Hey, Coach, do you know this guy right here, Coach Carlos Johnson?
No.
You know him, Campbell?
He's a Texas Southern guy.
Hey, well, what your pockets say though? How many points you giving me? Since you say they're gonna beat the brakes off Prairie View.
Hey, now, Carlos, don't let him go that dog. That's a straight up bet. No, don't let him try to play you with that. Carlos,
no, he wants
straight up.
Yeah. I give some straight up action. I'll let you know when the time is right. And after probably 3 or 4 weeks, we had to wait because Tremaine was in the playoffs. I didn't know that at the time. I didn't know that he had made a selection. I didn't know any of that. But a decision was made, and I think AD Golf got his guy, didn't he, Coach?
Yes, sir. And me and AD Golf talked about it as well. And I think this is a South Carolina State hire. Chennis Berry. Everybody was saying, oh, Chennis, he talk mess. He talks all the time, yada, 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 yada. And what did he do? 10-1, wasn't
he? You know, I asked somebody this, and I'm going with some guy. I asked a couple guys about Tremaine Jackson.
That's what I'm talking about. It's always been South Carolina. But there was nobody, but he only had one team to beat. This ain't like that in the SWAC. Prairie View got a whole bunch of teams to beat.
No, but I would say, some would say the West is a no team division.
Unfortunately, Coach, this year when you look at Prairie View's schedule, he could easily go 9-2 or 10.
Oh, now the schedule. Listen, the schedule is set up perfect. That's what I'm saying. That's why he has to win this game.
Yeah,
he has to win this game. The pressure's on Prairie View, not on Texas Southern.
No, right. No, Carlos, you're absolutely right. You still have to suit up and play the game no matter what people say. I get that, right? But this is what we're kind of talking about. And this is something we talked about in the press conference. This is something Coach talked. And Larry
Johnson. So again, to me, Larry Scott, right? That's
Larry Scott. I'm sorry.
Larry Scott. When you start swizzling that bag, Chennis, Willie, TC are the only three that are great coaches.
You wouldn't put Trey in that category?
I said Trey, Willie, and Chennis. And TC. What's up, guys?
Coach, you talking about a guy that won 9 games in the FCS.
I want to keep Buddy Pugh. I got to give Buddy Pugh because I left Buddy Pugh because he's not here anymore. And Willie's not here either. But Buddy Pugh would be added to that.
All right, Coach. You only talking about a guy who went.
Can I say this, though, Coach Campbell? Hell, he went to Colorado and won.
Won what?
Shit, Coach, he turned a dismal program around.
Coach, they didn't have a winning season the first year.
Yes.
And do you know the games that they lost? That's the reason why they didn't make the playoff. And then they lost in a bowl game against BYU, got blasted.
But Coach, they ain't been in a bowl game in years.
Okay, wait. Okay. Recruiting and coaching are two different things. Because when it was time to coach,
you gotta coach those guys, though.
Okay, well, I'm gonna say this: name a big game that Beyond won in those 2 years of the SWAC.
The game against UCF was a big game.
What? Are you?
Deion
Okay.
is a good coach.
Don't make me embarrass you, because you pull up their schedule and go look at the game that they need to win. When they went to Kansas, that would have got them into the Big 12 championship.
X's and O's ain't where you would like him to be. So he surrounds himself with good people. His thing is about motivation, recruiting and motivation. And he knows that. That's why he don't call defense. He don't call offense. He stays.
Well, that's coaching, coach.
Yeah, that's what.
So when you get against a Trey Oliver, that coach and motivates, and you saw Trey Oliver's shirt.
Trey, see the thing with Trey Oliver and those older coaches that's been around, and I ain't gonna use a number how old they need to be. They know the X's and O's, and that's how come Buddy Pugh beat Deion and Trey Oliver.
Well, that's what I'm saying, man. And you got NFL talent on your squad.
Right.
You got out. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with admitting. Listen, man, I know y'all. You can admit that he got out coached. Would have been the best team in the last 35, 40 years that Jack State had.
Right.
Then TC comes with less talent, whooped everybody's ass, beats Chennis Bear, who we love, who's a great coach.
I'm gonna say something that may be unpopular, but I'm gonna say this, and because I believe it to be true. I believe the offensive line that Jackson State had last year was better than any offensive line that Shador played behind.
Well, you know what though? Well, let me ask you a question. Okay, but you do realize Jackson State had a pretty good offensive line because they had 1,000-yard rushers.
I'm not doubting that.
Yeah, but you acting like he was running for his life. He was not running for his life like
No. I simply made a statement that you're saying the talent. You're saying the talent gap was huge, and I'm saying the Jackson State offensive line
7-6 because the talent was that close. Look at the player: Xavier Smith in the NFL, Isaiah Land in the NFL, Marcus Bell in the NFL. We got all types of NFL guys that was on that squad. That's why we lost 7-6 and beat everybody's behind. And Willie, I tell you what, if Sunshine, the white quarterback, had been there, we would have beat Jack State that year. He was an all-conference quarterback.
What's the saying, Coach? If was a what?
Fifth.
Well, and so right, I'll say this. So your fifth don't get drunk because Deion didn't win if he would have won. So he ain't
No. What I'm saying is, I think Deion is a good coach. I think when he was in the SWAC, he proved to be the best coach in the SWAC when he was in there. We'll disagree about that. He beat every coach 2 years in a row.
So, okay, let me ask you a question. Wait, hold on. Let me ask you a question. Take his celebrity out. You're telling me right now, if all things are even, that Deion's a good team. But okay. I tell you one thing. I tell you what, I saw those kids with Georgia Tech. They are definitely not scared. And I would not be surprised if Georgia Tech wins.
Yeah, Baylor play. I got confused. Baylor plays Auburn. They play Georgia Tech. So Auburn was on my mind. But no,
okay, we'll see. Because I guess the kid from Liberty is going to start, I'm assuming, for Colorado.
Yeah. Like I say, man, the guy won 12 games and you don't consider him a good coach. Okay, that's fine.
Well, because my thing is when you got a team like that, you got to win those celebration bowls. Because especially when I see you get out coached twice. Because you would agree you got out coached twice, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So my thing is it's hard for me to say it when I see it, and then I see TC come right back and Willie come right back and don't get out coached.
Right.
Well, that's my argument. You had the best team.
Okay. Willie and TC, again, Willie wasn't coaching against a genius either when he played against
afterwards.
Yeah.
I had the numbers for you.
Yeah.
All right, Coach.
Okay, man.
I'm gonna let you take us out of here, Coach.
Man, it's been another great show. It's another great time, man. Again, I want to continue to thank you guys for watching the show. I want you to subscribe, share. The bigger it is, the better it is, and the more we can bring to you and bring to your living room. We got a lot of things going on in politics that's happening. Vote for who you want to vote for, but one thing about it, you got to vote. That's the only thing you can do that you can have a control of. But besides that, man, life is good. Life is great. And guys, life is what what you're making. And I used to tell my kids all the time, it's about the choices that you make in life. Some of them good, some of them bad, but any one that you make, hang in there with it. If it don't